George Kilpatrick, inspiration for the nation. So how do we build wealth in the Black community? Well, as you've been listening to our friend Vicky Brackens talk about generational wealth, we have a family that is doing just that. We're pleased to be joined by Saladin Buckhalter and Demetra Kinard. They are members of the family business called the Kinard Economic Empowerment Program, and they're here to talk about how they, as a family, are investing and trying to create wealth within their family. And Saladin, for example, says that you can do it too. So let's talk about this Kinard Economic Empowerment Program. Welcome back to the program. This is not your first time. We visited with you guys when you made your first housing purchase as a corporation. So Saladin, tell me about what the Kinard Economic Empowerment Program is all about.
Well, the Kinard Economic, and I first want to thank you for allowing us to come back on, and thank you for your commitment to our community, helping to uplift us up. We need people like you that's working diligently to help make a change in our community. So I want to first thank the Most High for allowing us to come on.
Appreciate
So
it.
the Kinard Economic Empowerment Program is a family organization that we started back in 2017. And basically what we wanted to do is, because we have a family reunion that started in 1971, and we are on the 50th year of that. And I had the distinct pleasure of being the national president. And what I came to the family and say that we cannot just be a family that come out every Labor Day weekend and enjoying chicken and collard greens, socialize everything. With 300 people coming out every Labor Day weekend, there's a lot more power in our hands that we can do for the family and to set the example to an entire Black community. So we started the Economic Empowerment Program, and we asked family members to chip in their dimes and nickels. And we was able to raise $25,000 within quick 6 months. And we came up here to Syracuse and we purchased our first piece of property. And then another couple of years later in our network, we purchased another property within our network, us coming together. And now we up here within our family network to purchase another piece of property up here in Syracuse, New York. So the Most High have been truly blessed to us, and Syracuse been very blessed to us. Because we're able to find nice properties in here, nice neighborhood. And one of the key things, we're able to offer housing, affordable houses to our community.
Sure.
So
not only, yeah, and I'm hearing you say not only does it enrich, if that's the right word for it, it empowers your own family, but it also empowers the community at the same time.
yes, because we have to have people do the work in the houses, fix up the houses, maintain. So these are jobs that we are providing in the community also. So this is a plan how we can make a community self-sufficient by businesses, community, and everybody coming together and pulling their resources. So Kinard Economic Empowerment took on this task. And what we also did, started branching out to other families and teaching them that if you only put $3 a day away, for example, the price of a breakfast sandwich, the price of a coffee and a donut, if you put that away, $3 a day, that's $21 a week. If people and families in the Black community, we can take over our community and change our situation overnight with just $3 a day. So we started asking family members to put $3 in a can, put it in a hat, or even better, put it in a Black-owned business. And this is a way that we can empower our community, because we have to take back our community, because our communities for over 400 years and better have been disenfranchised.
Yes.
So family, community, religions, everybody has to pull together if we want to make a change in these communities.
So Demetra, when your cousin, I assume y'all are cousin, when your cousin came to you with this, talk about your thought process around it.
Well, Firstly, thank you for inviting us. When Saldine mentioned, not only to me, but other members in the family, I had to really think about it. And after giving it much consideration, I said, you know what? Go for it. Now, Saldine is very persuasive. So I said, let's go. No, he is. But that's a good thing. And I'm glad that I did, because this has sparked an interest in me and something that I'm trying to pass on to my children, that we really need to step it up a notch. I mean, yes, it's important to get an education, but we need to step it up a notch in terms of, as they say, the generational wealth.
And when you think about it, it's a family-owned corporation. So I don't know how that works. Do you have it like everybody gets a share out of it, or how does that work?
Well, basically how it work, everybody chip in, everybody has an equal share based on their investment,
Mm-hmm.
and the profit and the proceeds from the family will be divided up evenly. So
Mm-hmm.
when I started this program, I wanted to let family members know that if we're going to empower and set up generational wealth, we have to take the time out and the resources, because in the Black community, lack of money is not an issue with us. If we look at what we spend on our hair, our nails, and what's sadly right now with the young people spending money on hookah, weed, and liquor and stuff like that, if we pull our resource, we will be considered the seventh richest nation in the world.
Sure.
So I ask everybody to come up with $1,000 a piece, and let's work that $1,000. Because if you take when I spoke to the manager at the Black-owned bank, I said to her, I said, if I take $1,000 and put it in the bank and let it sit there for 5 years, she said, in 5 years, you will accumulate maybe anywhere from $60 to $70 interest or profit off your money. So she said, but if you put in a high yielding account, 3% and better, you might earn $120 to $150
Mm-hmm.
for the 5 years period. So I ask people to be patient, because you can earn and do a lot more in 5 years with $1,000 investing back in your community than just sitting in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And members of family said, okay, let's do it. And look where we at now. We moving on to more properties. And by us doing that,
Mm-hmm.
we was able to empower the community. Now, let me bring it home a little bit. Since we started this Kinard Economic Empowerment, it's not just about a real estate investment empowerment. We done had classes on Black economic and forums that we had teaching young people. So we had that forum.
Within the
During the
family.
pandemic, we was out feeding the elderly every Saturday, donating food to our elderly, because we knew they
And is
couldn't
that
get out.
wherever your family is, or is that in your community? Like you're from New York City?
Yeah, that was down. We were doing that down in Queens, New York.
Mm-hmm.
We was doing
Okay.
that down in that area.
Mm-hmm.
We fortunately traveled to Cuba, Dominican Republic. We traveling to Haiti next week, and we took supplies and donated to less fortunate people in our community. So by us pulling our resources, we able to do a lot in our community. We don't have to scratch and beg nobody to do anything for us that we can do for ourselves.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And Demetria, when you heard that pitch at first, and you talked about building that legacy, how you feel about how things are going now?
Truthfully, it does require work and discipline, but it's well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am a teacher, so I'm used to hard work. It does require a lot of discipline, but it's so gratifying. I would encourage anyone, but you have to be dedicated and you have to be consistent.
Yeah, and so yeah, there's that piece of it, right? I mean, it's one thing to have the idea, but it's also the commitment to actually executing the idea. So, Saladin, you said there's three things that you wanted our audience to begin to do, to work on, or to consider, especially around the empowerment piece. So there's two questions. One, they want to know how you started the economic empowerment program to get the family. Is it a corporation? What is it? So that's the second question. But the first question is, what is the three things you said you wanted our audience to do to begin to transform our own communities?
I think the first step is organizing your family, especially young people, because young people want generational wealth. They are visionaries. They want to get out there. They want to do amazing things. So the first step is to organize your family. So what we did, we was blessed to have my grandmother start in 1971. Like we said, have the family union, give out scholarships every year. So once you get the people and the family members sitting around the table, now we talk about empowering each other. And the $3 a day campaign is the best, one of the best ways of starting off, because $3 is not too much. So when you go to people and say, "Oh, I need $2,000, I need $1,000," sometimes Black people get nervous like that. Or you say, "Listen, all I'm asking for $3 a day," and they say, "Okay, I can handle $3 a day."
Mm-hmm.
So let's bring it home. Let's bring it. Being that we're in Syracuse, let's bring it home. Now, what I hear is that they plan on bringing down the highway. What's that? I-81.
I-81, yes.
Right. Now, from the history what I read about I-81, it cut off the Black community and
15th Ward. Yeah, it was cut off the
disenfranchised the
15th Ward,
community.
yes. An intact Black community was decimated by the highway. Keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But you can turn the
now they
camera back
talking.
on so we can see you. Yeah.
What you say?
We want to see you. There we go. Okay.
Sorry.
Mhm.
So now the Black community was the most disenfranchised. So when
Right.
that turned down, when that comes down, the Black community should be the first to receive the opportunities, because they was franchised. They was
Disenfranchised, yeah.
yeah, there was damage. It caused a lot of damage to us first. So we should receive the rewards. But if Black people is a day late and a dollar short, that opportunity will move on, because corporate America is not going to. They don't care about what happened to you, the pain and suffering. They're going to look to try to profit from as much as possible. Now look at the cannabis business, the weed business. Black people suffered the most out of that, serving life sentences, going to jail. Now they turn around and legalize it. And look, corporate America is making all the money off of that. When the Black people who went to jail for it, they should suffer, they should receive the most benefit from it. But that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at the Black community and Syracuse, we have to start preparing ourselves now to be ready.
Yeah.
So let's look at your beautiful church, which a lot of my cousins go to. That's Bethany, right?
Yep.
So let's stop and imagine, close our eyes to imagine. Imagine 100 members of Bethany separate themselves and 100 put up $3 a day. In 1 year, that's $100,000 sitting on a table. So if you go on the bank with $100,000 cash, now you can leverage that to up to $500,000. So what can Bethany Church do with $500,000 sitting on the table? Can buy houses, open up businesses, and
Right.
empower the community.
And they have an economic development corporation already, so
Right.
it's possible, or a local development corporation, whatever you want to call it. They have a
So now,
nonprofit 501c3. Yes.
right. So now let's look at it. Bethany, go link up with the fraternal organization. Go down the block, the fraternity, and the Masons, or go down and hook up with the local mosques and other group. This is how we empower our community.
Mm-hmm.
Because every ethnic group in America, if you take it from our Jewish brothers and sisters, our Arab brothers and sisters,
Mm-hmm.
our Spanish brothers and sisters, our Asian brothers, they are pulling a resource together to empower the community. And this is the thing that we need to look at. It can't just be one family or one person making it. No, all of us have to collectively come together and control the economics, the education, the political right here in Syracuse. That's how you build a community. So when I read the book years ago, Naeem Akbar, Community Itself, this is the dream that he was talking about. So we can make that dream a reality right here in Syracuse if we work together. So people like you, who is a voice of the people and allow other people to be a voice, we can do that. but
We're
we have to have the discipline and
Mhm.
pull our resources together.
So we're talking with Celadine Buckhalter and Dimitri Kinard of the Kinard Economic Empowerment Program. It's a family corporation that they set up to purchase properties, but also to empower the community, right? And also to give you some thoughts about what you can do as a family. One more thing you wanted us to do, which we talked about, which is around banking. Talk to me.
Okay, right now, when we had our Black Forum um, about a year ago, and we asked people, we gave people homework assignments, simple homework assignments. And we asked people, one, to open up a bank account in a Black-owned bank. Because we cannot talk about empowering ourselves if we're not going to support our institution. Now, with the sad thing with the corona and the virus came around, all the banking now is done virtually. So
Pretty
that's a
much,
blessing.
right? They don't want to see
Right.
you.
So there's 23 Black-owned banks in America. So you can go online and open up a bank anywhere. So people can't make the excuse about, well, there's no Black bank in my community. No, you go online and open up. I belong to 3 different Black banks, and only one of us in New York. The other one's out of state. And I'm not asking people to take all your money out of the bank account. Support a Black-owned bank online with $100, $200. That would help them go a long way. The second thing that we ask people to do is support Black-owned businesses. All right. We had the pleasure to go to a fine restaurant right across the street from the hotel we staying at, the Marriott, Miss Prissy restaurant. The food was excellent. The service was excellent. So that's how you support Black-owned business. Now, if you cannot find a Black-owned business, this is what we ask you to do. Support a business that have at least just one Black-owned employee. If they don't have one Black-owned employee, tell them that and take your money somewhere else. The third thing is what we spoke about earlier. Put your team together, your family team, your coworkers, your church, your moms, your institution, and start putting $3 a day or whatever figure you come up with to empower the community. And another thing I wanted to add on is that I joined another organization, a brother named Malik. He got this organization called the Fasting and Praying Organization. So what we do, we fast Thursday night. We stop eating Thursday night, and we don't start back eating until Sunday night. And what is the reason for that? Because in this pandemic and this situation we've been in 400 years, we have to go to the Most High and ask for extra help. People dying every day because of the corona, and I'm so sorry to hear that you had lost your mother because of the corona last year. And I know that's a very painful situation you went through. So being that we going through these things, we have to go to the Most High and ask for extra help. So when we go to the Most High, what are we willing to do? So that's why the Fasting and Praying organization I joined is beautiful. I'm going on my 4th week of doing it, but some of the people in the group been doing it for 60 days. I mean, for 60
And
weeks.
what kind of
weeks.
clarity have you gotten as a result of your
Huh?
What clarity have you gotten as a result?
Oh, brother, I'm in the zone now. I cannot believe my mental, my thoughts, all my prayers is coming through. This deal that we didn't think that was gonna go through came through. We going to Haiti next week to donate supplies to the Haitian community. Since I've been fasting and praying, I've lost weight. My diabetes been under control. I stopped taking the medicine, everything natural. Everything's happened natural. So I'm sacrificing, and God is rewarding me with that sacrifice. So when
Dimitri, you
scriptures,
on that team too? Let me ask you on that team too?
No, I'm not, but I do understand the importance of reflecting. You need that clarity because there are times that things can seem overwhelming. So I know just having the opportunity to reflect is so important.
And we have people from every background, every religion. There's no religion requirement, every religion. All you have to do, the requirement is that you stop eating Thursday night, you start back eating Sunday, and for those 3 days, you can drink water, coffee, or tea, and we ask that you get your least 5 prayers in the day, whatever way you want to pray or whoever you want to pray to. Now,
Mm.
there's some people that get on there and say, I was only able to fast for 1 day. I was only able to do a half a day. That's good. That's a blessing. But if we want to throw a punch at this enemy or the devil that's haunting us, we need everybody to throw a punch. Now, if you could throw a punch for 3 days, fine. You only could do it for half a day, that's fine. But it's been truly a blessing joining this fast in the team. Because if we go back to scriptures, and I don't want to preach or nothing like that, but when they say,
Preach, brother, preach.
when they say that you must put on the full armor of Christ,
Yes.
it don't say in the scriptures put a helmet on. It don't say put the sword on. It don't say put the shield on. It don't say put the leg thing on it. It says put the full armor on Christ. So we believe and we put the full armor of Christ on. Economic development, fasting, believing in one of each other, supporting one another. It's no limit to our possibilities, but we have to believe. Because when they say all things is possible with Christ, it's no reason for us to have the worst schools, the worst neighborhood, lack of jobs. Every calamity in America hits us the worst.
All right, before
this
go,
corona thing is showing how it's hitting us the worst. So we have to go extra.
The extra. Before we go, who are your people? Because I know people like, oh, well, you said you got family and cousins up at Bethany. Who are your people? So people can know who your people are.
I'm glad you mentioned it. The Kinard family up here. We have families up here. We've been up here for so many years. And actually, we set up a booth and a table at the Juneteenth. We've been doing it for years.
Uh-huh.
And we have a long line of people getting online, buying their fish sandwich and their chicken sandwiches and stuff like that. And when you come to that booth at the thing, your money is going to help us to go to Haiti, help us to do economic farm, helping us to feed the elderly, helping us to buy property.
So it's the program that's funding you guys to go to Haiti and do that stuff. It's the economic empowerment program. That's part of
that's part of it. Yeah, that helps us. That helps us with the scholarships and everything. So when you get on that long line, please be patient and enjoy that food because it's coming back in the community. And a lot of I got over 100, 200 cousins, I think, up here. You know, cousin Johnny May, she was a teacher. We have so many. And one of the things I have to say is that everybody keep asking, why do you go to Syracuse to buy your properties? Why not? Because we have a wonderful person called Cyrus Grant. This man is amazing. He was taught by his mother. His saying is that you might be smarter than me, but you would never outwork me. He finds all our property. He do all the renovations. He does everything. Because I've been in real estate for a long time. And the property manager, you don't want tenants calling you in the middle of the night because it could be a nightmare. He makes it so easy where I don't even want to go buy property nowhere else. I just want to come out here. And I also belong to an investment group, Level Up. It's a group of Black men that pull their money together and they come into Syracuse to buy property. That's why they got me up here to look for stuff. And our brother, Jerry Armstrong, one of our leaders in the group, he bought a whole resort in Dominican Republic, a beautiful resort. You know, he cashed out his 401k, quit his job and went over there. So we are buying land over in DC, over in Dominican Republic.
DR.
So the point I'm trying to say is that when you believe and you trust in God, it's no limit. It's no limit. I don't like to hear no excuse from Black people. Oh, money, this and that. We don't give. No, I don't. We didn't prove that we can pull our resources and get together. So I don't accept no excuses from nobody.
All right. It's the Kinard Economic Empowerment Program. Saladin Buckhalter and Mitra Kinard. You got something else to say?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing, brother. Like I said, I want to thank you for allowing me to get on this program again. You allowed me before, and I know I get on here and I start ranting, and I appreciate you allowing me to get the message out. But I also want, like I said earlier, I want to give my condolence to you for losing your mother. And I know that's a very painful thing. But God don't put no more onto us that we can't handle because you are blessed. You got a beautiful son that I know that graduated from Howard University. He's one of the nicest young men I ever met.
Mhm.
and you have a daughter who's graduating or about to graduate from Cornell University, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So you have a balance of pain and suffering the loss of your mother, and you have the blessing that God gave you with your wonderful kids, your beautiful family. And I just want to thank you because you're the voice. And we need voices like you to get this out to empower our community. So you are blessed by the Most High. You've been put on a mission by the Most High. And I just want to thank you, brother, and ask you, and I'm gonna pray that the Most High continue you in your journey, sending out the message. Because back in the revolution days and slavery, Haiti, Africa, it was the drum.
Mm,
The beat drum was
that's
the
right.
message
Come on.
that was sent to the people. So what
Yes.
you doing is the new modern day drum.
Mm.
You sending a message out here. So I want to thank you, brother, for all the blessing. And I just want to, I'll give my email out, my telephone number. I will come to any organization and sit down and work with you,
All right.
talk to you. That is available for you. I will let you know about the fasting and praying. Anybody can join on that team. So I am ready. This is my life commitment, the upliftment of our people. So I'm available for anybody. I'll get on the train and come up here and talk to anybody and work with anybody because I want to connect the dots. All right.
All right. Well, Saladin Bukalta, we thank you first of all. Thank you for the shout out and the love, Demetra, Kinard. Demetra, I know you ain't got a lot to say, but I know you good too. I know.
Thank you so much.
Would you say save your energy for them students?
Yeah, them Zoom classes be stressing her out.
That take a lot out of you, but
And this is my second in command, so I'm putting extra stress on her because
I know that's
she
right.
does all the
So
paperwork, she does everything. So she got me stressing, them kids stressing, but she's doing the work of God to help save our
so
communities. I
here's what we'll
thank her
do.
and
You
all
gonna
other
give him an
families.
email or something? What's the email?
Okay, my email is Saladin, SALADIN, the number 7, the
Mhm.
letter X as in X-ray, at gmail.com. And
All right.
I'm so committed with it. I'm giving out my personal telephone number,
Here we go.
347-444-8047.
Say it again.
Anything you need, I'm here. And don't forget about, if you do want to get into investment or business, Cyrus Brand is right here located in Syracuse. He's a one-stop. He'll do all what you need to do. So, like I
All right.
said, thank you, brother.
All right, brother. We appreciate you. Inspiration for the nation. Basically, what this conversation was about for you, as you know, we are looking to promote positive stories in our community. This is a family. He said he got 200 cousins up here. So, and look, it's so funny because I went to one of the family reunions and all those people, I didn't realize it was all those people up in my church. I was like, oh, there, it was like there's a lot of y'all up here.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate this family and what they're trying to do, but also what they're helping us to think about and consider. And it falls right in line with the messaging that our money expert, Vicki Brackens, has been giving our community. Zero no more is her mantra. Zero no more. We must build generational wealth within our community. And if you listen to Saladin, we could do $3 a day. That's all it's going to take. $3 a day. Inspiration for the nation. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you and your family and the community of Syracuse.